Hello, greetings, fellow senseis. It is I, TheDomotaku Sensei, here today to talk about the anime. I finally had time to watch Blue Archive's animation. So, this anime, we're on the third week. Oh my goodness, 3 episodes. We have 9 left to go. So, I've been eagerly awaiting this as a sensei who has played the video game. I played since day 1 in global? I think I did. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I did. Although I haven't really caught up with let's say I started as a day 1 player in global. I've been following the game in JP for its release, right? And then it wasn't until last year where I grinded the entire story, because I did the first chapter, which is actually what this anime is based off of. And then I kind of just sat around, let the game play out, updates, do the events, and then I didn't touch the story until a long time, until last year. And you can actually check out my playthrough, a majority of the story, or at least the later parts and the final episode, on the channel. It's on the playlist somewhere. But yeah, after grinding through the entire story in in one go, it really made me fall in love with Blue Archive again. And when they announced the anime, I forget if it was a second anniversary or something when they announced the animation. It took a while to come here, but now it's here this season, and I was awaiting the first 3 episodes, mainly because I think when the first episode aired, I was in Japan, so I couldn't watch it. Or I could have, but I probably wouldn't have subtitles. But yeah, so now we had enough time to have 3 episodes out, and as an anime person, you might know the 3 episode rule. So we're gonna apply that here, even though it probably doesn't really, work out, but it just fits. The 3 episode rule. Okay, I got my slideshow ready. I have to go prepare images and whatnot for my stuff. Okay, so I think we're good to go. Okay, I got them ready. All right. It's a little bit too bright. Do I need my light? No, I guess. Put down the light. It's too bright. All right. Okay, so 3 episodes. So Blue Archive, from my knowledge, right, is that this is supposedly, if it's the standard anime formula, right, for this season, it's slated for 12 episodes, and I think they're pretty sure they said and confirmed that this entire animation will cover the very first chapter of the game, and I won't be doing spoiler stuff for future stuff. I'll have a spoiler talk later for other senseis who played the game and whatnot. But yeah, this is supposed to adapt the first chapter of the game, the Abydos Foreclosure Task Force High School Club Committee thing. They have different names, I think, but pretty much the Abydos crew, right? And that's the very first beginning story of the game, the first chapter after the tutorial. And for 12 episodes, personally, in my opinion, I thought you could probably do it less than 12. But if they flesh things out, which they have been trying, I would say they've been trying to do. We only have 3 episodes so far, but I just feel 12 episodes for just this entire arc, it might work. We have yet to see it. Once I get to the end and see the conclusion of the Abydos arc, then I'll have my opinions on it. But as of first impressions for the first 3 episodes, I personally feel that, well, for one, they're skipping a few things here and there, and it just kind of feels like that we're going by a little bit too fast. Now, I'll have my opinion on the pacing once everything's done. But on first impression, right, so we'll cover episode 1. So episode 1 of the Blue Archive anime. Now, I had my hopes up for this episode because, essentially, okay, this is me talking as a gamer sensei, right? But the first episode was okay, right? It wasn't too bad, right? So my impression as a game player was that you go through the tutorial, you do the thing, because I think the tutorial for Blue Archive is a perfect structured first episode, right? I don't want to give too many spoilers for anyone who wants to play the game, but essentially you kind of get introduced to the world. They kind of did a little bit of that in the anime. I don't have screenshots of it, unfortunately, because they do a little bit of foreshadowing with the end game later story stuff. So of course you have the sensei awakened in the train talking to someone. I don't even know if they get confirmed who this person is on the train, but then you see some screenshots of this and screenshots of that. You see she's all bloodied up, and then I think, does it cut to the, no, I think it just cuts to like the Abydos crew, and I was like, okay, so I was waiting for, you know, the stuff in the game to happen. So you have the Abydos crew, and they're just meeting up, and then that's when things diverge. And so right here. So essentially, the Abydos crew is meeting in their club room, and they're like they're talking about like your, you know, normal everyday meeting, what world events and whatnot. And they're like, okay, so, you know, student council's gone. Is that, you know, the treaty thing from Trinity and Gehenna? They're explaining the world right now in this scene, and they're just like, you know, in their club room talking, which is different, but like honestly, like okay, this might be Sonic thing, but I really would have preferred this. They do the tutorial. It's perfect. You know, you have the whole intro thing in the beginning with on the train with the adult, and then you wake up in the office, unless they somehow like do this part of the segment in the end for some odd reason. I don't know why, but they did show like the rest of the crew. They showed, where is this? I have this screenshot here. Yeah, they showed everyone. They just skipped through the tutorial. I think this is episode 2 technically, but I was like, oh man, but okay, we'll see how it is. So yeah, back to my original thing. So you have the Abydos crew in their classroom talking one day. They're talking about world events, explain the world and how the different academies and the school, all run by the General Student Council and whatnot. I was like, okay, cool, I get this stuff. I played the game. But for people who never played the game, you know, is it like as effective for like an introduction? It varies, right? Because with the game tutorial, you meet students from different, like, hold on, let me bring up that screenshot one more time. You meet different students like from different academies, so you get a sense of like the different vibes. And then, you know, you go through the tutorial, you meet some antagonists who we don't get the interactions that maybe some senseis wanted. I personally also would have kind of wanted to see that, because it's perfect. It was just 24 episodes for just the tutorial of the part of the game, but alas. So yeah, we don't get to have no excuse me interaction. Damn, how late am I? No, we just started like 10 minutes ago. We're just talking about my first impressions of the first episode so far. Welcome, Sephia Sensei. So yeah, I was just talking about how the very beginning of the anime, the episode, starts off with the Abydos crew in the club room talking about like the world events and explaining the world instead of us going through the tutorial of the game, which is like different. I would have personally preferred the intro of the game because it's kind of perfect, but like, you know, the Abydos crew is the main focus, like the main group of this arc, so I guess it's okay to have them explain the world, and like, because like we're gonna be with them for like this entire season, so I'm like, you know, get to have every single second and scene with them, so it's kind of cool. I like the scene where Sensei is a butt in the air. Yes, I have that screenshot actually. So yeah, they're explaining all this stuff, and then I forget exactly if they explain the debt, but no, they're just explaining like, okay, you know, world events, we need help from the student council president, and you know, that's about it. Like, another day done, and then it it goes to the next day, and then the next day, then we meet our guy, your boy Sensei. Oh, I don't have the actual like but like, you have the meeting now. I'm all for like the Easter eggs that happen in the game, although unfortunately not a lot of them happen in this episode, or like in general. So we can excuse this, fine, because you're trying to like get like the main stuff in the anime, then I guess it works out. So, you know, the first part of the episode, explain the world with the Abydos crew, your main characters of the anime season, done. Next day, run to Sensei, who just gets off the train at middle of the night, and then he's like, okay, where the hell do I go to Abydos? And then gets lost, gets heat stroke, and then we have the meeting. The Mima Shiroko grabbing Sensei? Yes. So, you know, as a game person, I'm gonna like, you know, give my 1-2 thought about the Easter egg that's supposed to be in this part where she takes the energy drink. But no, it fast forwards him being brought into the club room, which I was like a little bit disappointed by. I mean, the pacing and like what they're doing with this anime is different already, so you know, only us game players will know that reference. So yeah, they bring him to the classroom and they introduce himself, and it's pretty cool, I must say. And then you have a whole other sequence with whoops, is this it? Yeah, this is the one. So you have what you call it? So you introduce the sensei as, oh yeah, I'm from Chalet. Here, sign this, and then we'll get you some ammo and supplies for your school. I don't even think. Actually, yeah, in the anime, I don't think Iron mentions the letter sent to Chalet at all. I think, right? No. Because, like, okay, this is more game stuff, right? I'm sorry comparing stuff, but as a game player, you know, it's like you have the whole introduction tutorial thing with the game, and then, oh god, this is complicated, but I just thought of something random. But okay, so yeah, you have the intro of the game, and then you have Sensei be like this, you know, rise up in the social media, like he's popular, he's booming, he's trending, right? And that's how people know about him, and that's when Ayane sends a request to help him. But no, he just shows up, and that's it. I was like, okay. Minor differences, but like, in the end, once the episode, like the anime scene's done, then I'll probably have like a full grasp of how they initiate or executed this arc. But I really like this sequence where after they introduce the students and whatnot, it's like, oh hey, this is Sensei, Shiroko, that's like, you know, Sarika introduce themselves, and then they have a little tour around the school with Shiroko and Sensei, and this kind of hurts. Or not, I don't say it hurts because, you know, for game players who know, you know, how things play out in the game, you know, this is a little emotional for me, but I kind of find it cool. And then of course they have like other small details, just showing around the school, explaining stuff like that, and then he even gets like his own like little room in the school for his like whatchamacallit, his basically his homestay while he's in Abydos. I was like, oh, this makes, you know, cool details, right? They have a lot of small details which I really like in the anime, like in the classroom or the club room. I don't have a picture of this for some reason, but like they have like a freaking rack where they put all their guns, and then Nanomi's miniguns just like in the very back because it's too damn big. What else? And then I have a screenshot of this, right? And then they go straight into the action. I don't have a screenshot of the action. Dang it. Okay, well, essentially after like Shiroko's like pretty much walking Sensei around the whole school and showing him around, the Helmet Gang attacks, and that's where we get the first action sequences. Now I've seen a lot of people talking about the action and whatnot, and you know, like, in a sense, it is like, so first of all, like when the Helmet Gang attacks, it's mostly like the characters are like kind of like, you know, low on ammo, they're kind of panicking, and then like they're kind of uncoordinated a little bit. And that's when Sensei is like kind of check out the fight scene. I know I probably should have, but I just wanted to get like points of note. Do I have? I don't have. I have one, but I have one from the latest episode. Yeah. Okay. So what else? Actually, I might have a screenshot. Hold up. Well, this doesn't really count, but you know, in the midst of the fighting, right? You have the characters going to action, and then you have Sensei actually talking to Rona through the iPad. I was like, oh, this is really cool. Actually, I like this. A lot more interaction. So yeah, everyone's coordinating their fight in the first episode until Sensei comes in. Although he's like kind of issuing commands like a Pokemon, like, you know, trainer. Although that's kind of how it works in the game. This is like, they normally use EX skill there, and then, you know, Sarika and Shiroko go shoot there. But aside from that, I like the way they execute the action, because with the game itself, it's like you have little chibi things that kind of, you know, fight on their own. You do their skills and whatnot, and that's it. But then here you get like the motion, the animation to do a lot more different things. You see freaking Shiroko go up to a Helmet Gang person and like freaking kick them and then shoot them and whatnot, and like it's so cool to see. And I think it was like, I forget how long it was. It's like pretty much the second half of the episode, right? Basically, they embarrass it because we can see their eyes while in game we don't know what they look like. That's true too. Another good Easter egg. Good job, Sephius. I forgot about that. That's a good point to freaking break their helmets and whatnot. So yeah, I think also in this, I think in the action sequence, we show them getting shot. Or no, there's a sequence where like you see like some delinquents fighting each other, and then you see them, of course, getting shot. They don't technically explain the whole fact that they can all eat bullets and whatnot. Also, welcome Shadow Sensei, welcome to the stream. But like, you know, as you know, game players, we know that stuff, right? Also, the dual face of Sensei is canon. True indeed, yes. What else? So then, Sensei helps out. He counteracts the Helmet Gang. Freaking Shiroko like almost like executes a person on the floor, just like freaking like shooting them, like leave, get out, shoot, go, and then they freaking lip. And then I think that was it, right? Yeah, I think that was the first episode. And then of course you have the little introduction to Arona and that thing, and that's where the episode ends. And I was like, okay, so for our first episode, okay, this episode has to for one, introduce the characters and the world, which they kind of do, but it's kind of more, how do you put it? A lot more focused, I'd say. I think it works out in the anime sense where we're just focusing on the Abydos crew. Like I said with the tutorial of the game, I thought they would just animate the tutorial of the game. You have the interaction with Wakamo, you get the Shidem chest, and you get the whole Arona thing. And then episode ends with like, oh, hey, we have a letter from Abydos who needs our help. That's the end of the first episode. That was my imagination, right? That is like a perfect, like I would say perfect, but like, it's a good way to introduce the whole world, the characters, the angel things, them getting guns and tanks and whatnot, the different academies and whatnot. Except it's done differently through like, you know, news and the Abydos crew in their club room, just like, okay, guys, we're having our daily meeting, you know. It works because we're going to be focusing on the Abydos crew this entire season, which is, you know, it's different. I would have preferred the actual tutorial, but it's fine for now. The fight scene in game also showed their EX skill too, Nomi and Ayame's. Yes. Oh yeah, I forgot about that. She does her drone to send an ammo clip to Shiroko, which is pretty cool actually. I remember that. So yeah, aside from that, and then you get the tutorial, the action, and then you get the ending, which is the opening actually of the anime, which is the opening is pretty good. I love it. I really like it. I really like how the opening and ending, you get to have the actual Abydos crew sing the theme, which is which is kind of thing. So as a first impression, actually, I think like because this is the beginning of the game, it's been so long since I played the Abydos like chapter in the game itself. It just feels refreshing, and it feels just great just being with the Abydos crew once again. We'll get that towards like episode 2, but yeah, so that's episode 1. For an introductory episode, I feel like I don't think they explained. Okay, the only thing I would find confusing for someone who's never played the game is that they're explaining like, you know, these students have guns and then everyone's like bullet resistant to an extent. I'm just like, why? You know, that. I think what else? They explain Kivotos, the different academies. They freaking tease so much of like the later chapters, like Eden Treaty and everything. What else? Yeah, I mean, aside from that, as long as we play the game, we know like this kind of details. But then, like, my only disappointment is the prologue scene. Yeah, I really would have wished they did the prologue in the game. It's so structurally perfect, but like they skimmed all that, which is like, I don't know if they're trying to fit a lot of stuff in this episode, because the only reason I would see them skipping that tutorial stuff is that they're gonna flesh out a lot of things later on in the chapter, because I feel like we're going really fast. How they animate Iori's feet licking? Oh man, I gotta see that too. But yeah, so episode 1, I would say solid. You know, there might be a few questions here and there for people who don't have context of the game and whatnot, although it's kind of, it might be a good question whether this animation is like meant for like gamers, like you know, like people who play the game, like senseis who play the game, because they're skipping a lot of stuff that they might assume that you know, but like for a general someone who's never played the game and trying to get into, like, you know, watch this thing, check out Blue Archive for the first time, it might be a little bit confusing, just a wee bit. They also skip Sensei Riz on Wakamo. I know, I really wanted to see that. So let's go on to episode 2. Episode 2, that's where we get, you know, the tutorial stuff. We have the, you know, meeting with Arona. You have the explanation of how Sensei took back the building, got the Shidem chest, and that was all in the first like few minutes of episode 2. Eventually, it goes back into like, you know, there's the normal Abydos crew. They're going back to their day-to-day routine and whatnot. And then that's when we have the second part of the episode, which is Serica, which is a lot more focused on Serica, which is, you know, this is stuff I know for sure, right? I see so many people confused on why there isn't male humans besides Sensei. Yeah, like, I mean, technically speaking for us too, like, we play the game and we're just like, why is, you know, the residents of this city, like, you know, animal beings, robots, and then there's some like, you know, humans too and whatnot. It's not really explained even in the game, but like, we just kind of like, we just we just get used to it, right? Although in the anime sense for sure, like you see, you know, you have like a freaking cat like talking about the news or whatever, right? You do see like a good like whatchamacallit, a good different like proportion of the population. Like you see the delinquents, you see robots with like, you know, the delinquent hair, you see other, you know, Shibasaki Ramen Master, you see other animal beings and whatnot, and I'm just like, why are the residents of this world all animals and like mixed and whatnot? And I was like, I don't know. But yeah, so question how robots eat, drink, and piss. Other good questions we don't think about it. And then where else? So yeah, the tutorial is shown in the first part of the episode, the second episode. Even the NPC thugs got VAs. Dude, that's pretty cool, honestly. I got seeing like the freaking delinquent, the male delinquent robot dudes. I was like, huh, this is different. I've never seen these kind of enemies in the game. So that's cool. And then we get to the main focus on this episode, which is Serica. So I forget exactly which chapter this is, but is it? Okay, I feel like, I don't know. I feel like we're going through a lot really fast, but I need to refresh in the game. So essentially this episode focuses on Serica. So most of the Abydos crew is like all aboard with Sensei. It's like, cool, he's, you know, he's helping us out, we respect him, and he's a trustworthy person, except Serica, the tsundere. Now this is all stuff that does happen in the game, so we kind of get this. So, you know, they're having their daily meeting. I think, is that meeting? No, it's not this meeting. Okay, never mind, wrong one. So they have their knee meeting and they're just talking about like explaining, oh, you know, what happened to Abydos, like the whole desert sandstorm thing. The whole city is pretty much, you know, always buried in sand, and like everyone in the school left, explaining the background, right? And then Serica's just like, I don't trust this sensei. I don't trust this sensei right here. You know, we've been doing, I don't think they go into big depth into it, but like essentially she's just like, you know, it's just been these five been doing everything they can to save their school, and now like this sensei person's arrived. Everyone's just all quick to trust him. Serica is unfortunately not very quick to trust Sensei, and that comes up with a lot of you know, little shenanigans and whatnot of like Sensei trying to talk to Serica, which is cool to see because I forget this happened in the game, but like basically he's like, oh hey Serica, it's like, well, how you doing? You know, trying to get closer to her, and then he'd be like, leave me alone, you stalker, and then, you know, that's kind of funny. I feel like I don't remember this happened, honestly. I believe it was a short scene where Serica was kind of mean to Sensei in game. Yeah, I feel like, well, they had that one altercation in the classroom, and then they had these multiple meetings, and then she proceeds to call him a stalker, which was, it's really cool. Also, I didn't really mention Sensei. I want to go into his interactions. So Sensei, I think, is really like well done so far. Like, he doesn't really talk too much. He only talks when he needs to, which is kind of how it works in the game as well. Like, he's literally on the side. And yes, he takes a leading role when he has to, but I feel like also the performance of the VA who is the sensei, right? He's one of us. He's a gamer himself too. I feel like it's done really well because a lot of times it's always just the students talking, and like, you know, he's just there on the side. And if he has to talk to Arona, then there's a thing. But yeah, like he's not like the driving force. It's the class, it's the students, which I really am liking so far. So let me see. So Serica, you know, talking to them, and they were like, okay, what's up with Serica? What's she doing? And then that's when they initiate to follow her. You get a little, with the anime, you get these cool little, you get these little, you know, off the beat things like, let's go follow Serica, and you know, they kind of flesh it out. They were freaking like trying to like tail her missions, spy style, right? They track her down to the ramen shop, and you have your ramen interaction. Now, once again, more Easter eggs, which I kind of wish was in the game, but you see Sensei here in the outside of the seats. I don't know if everyone knows this choice between Nonomi and Shiroko, but this opportunity. But okay, that's just a in-game Easter egg for us senseis. Sensei asking as the background character, as always. Yeah, I like Sakura's expression being anime. It's so expressive. Yeah, honestly, I didn't really talk about the VAs and the characters too, but like, this is a lot more talking than you hear them talk in game. Because the only time you hear them talk in game is whether you're playing with them and using the EX skills, or you literally go into the menu and listen to their voice lines, or they're in the cafe, right? So when I hear like everyone talking way more than like a sentence, it's really refreshing. I really like it, especially like hearing Serika, I think also Ayane, honestly, and Nonomi talk way more. Just in general. Hoshino, of course, sounds the same. Oji-san, Shiroko's good, but like hearing the other three, it was just like, great. Like these sound perfect. I like it. Whereas Serika's ramen outfit, very true. I know, right? Costumes or live 2D. That's also true. Yeah, I forgot about that. So they go into the restaurant. They find out Serika's working there, and I really like with the anime they have a little bit more capabilities and freedom, right? So they have the standard thing. They treat them to ramen. The boss, I don't even like. This dude, he's not even voiced in the game, but like when he voiced him and all the other residents in the anime too, it kind of feels natural. I didn't even think about it until now, as I'm recording this, this thing. But like, I was like, oh wait, what did he sound like in the game? I was like, oh wait, he doesn't have a voice in the game. He's all text. But I like the voice that they give him in the anime, the ramen owner. And then, like I said, missed Easter egg to sit next to Shiroko or Nonomi. Let me know who you guys picked in the first choice. But yeah, you have them talk, you have them ordering. It's kind of funny and lighthearted because like Serika's trying to take their orders, and then everyone's just talking at the same time. And then you have, Serika staring down Sensei, and the ramen owner master knows. He sees this. He's like, okay, I see what's going on here. And then you even have a little small interaction with Sensei, and the ramen owner is like, oh yeah, how's business, right? And then they're like kind of like mingling as adults, I guess, to an extent. And I was like, yes, I totally understand. We're on the same wavelength, and they have a good time. And I was like, oh, this is cool. I like this. I don't recall this happened in the game, but I like it in here. It fits. It's this cool stuff that either A, didn't happen in the game, or like they can do it in the anime because it's anime. And then I think what else happens after that? So you have the interaction. Serika, even like the freaking ramen dude, he's like, yo, Serika, your sensei's pretty alright. He really does care for his students. So of course, once again, it goes back to Serika being untrusting of sensei for now. Not yet. And then even you have this extra scene too with Shiroko and Serika, and I was like, yes, these are all. I could have sworn this didn't happen in the game. Yeah, I'm pretty sure this didn't happen in the game, but I like these small moments. It's cool seeing them do extra stuff, and it's just like it's way more enhanced because it's anime versus like reading a visual novel, right? So Serika and Shiroko talk. I would say, I don't know if it's me, but Serika feels like it just looks up to Shiroko because she's the first year, right, Serika? And then Shiroko's the second. So, Shiroko's senpai, right? And Shiroko should have done the Bochi scene. Yeah, it's pretty much the Bochi scene, right? And, it's like, they're just, like, she hands her a water, and then they were talking for a bit. And then it's just silent until it was like, I think Sensei is a reliable adult. And I think that was the only interaction, or thing they said. Which was, it's the point, right? But it's still a little heartwarming thing. And then that's when Serika's trying to like, maybe I should try trusting him, should give him a chance. And then bam, the freaking Helmet Gang smoke bombs, passes out. And then, do I have a screenshot of that? I don't have a screenshot of that. But yeah, we'll go on to the next part. It's kind of weird, the cutting that happens in this scene. Because I saw a screenshot online for some odd reason where like the kidnapping happens to Serika, right? And then it cuts to an image of Shiroko cycling away smiling like it was planned. And that was that probably could have been, just something else, honestly. I didn't get that vibe too because it's like I should trust Sensei, and then oh shoot, I'm being attacked, and then I got kidnapped, and then Shiroko's like cycling with a smile on her face. I was just like, what? And then it cuts to the next day, so it's kind of, you know, just a little one scene tidbit thing. It's kind of minor, but whatever. So then Sarika's kidnapped, everyone's meeting up, and it's like, okay, Sarika did not show up at all. What happened to her? And then we get to see some other cool stuff where freaking Sensei and his iPad, right? You know, busting out the authorities, like, okay, Arona, can you go and track Sarika's phone? Because I have the power to. And I was like, he could do that? I guess he could. Because I don't think, did they explain? I don't remember if this was explained in the game. I just assumed. Yeah, actually, I don't remember this particular part in the game. But if this is how it happened in the game, it's the same thing I feel. It's the same thing I think. But, you know, it just goes to show the capabilities of Sensei. You know, you can freaking track anyone in their cell phone through the student council like network and everything through his Arona AI, right? Shiroko made a plan to let Sarika get rescued by Sensei. Yeah, that's a genius master plan. I also believe Shiroko was kind of suspicious of Sensei, as maybe she thought it was off. There were like at first maybe. Like, there's like scenes when she's like showing him around the school, and then there's one moment where they're just in the classroom together, and then there's a lot of moments where Sensei is like really supportive and is like, thank you for telling me, like, you know, the whole thing about your debt, and then like Shiroko like stares at him in admiration, and it just hurts the feels because I know like how the story plays out. So there's like a lot of moments like that. But yeah, so they're trying to find Sarika. They use the iPad. I don't know. I guess it's always like, I wouldn't say misleading, but like there's always this interpretation whenever Sensei is like using the iPad. He's walking in the classroom, you know, with Arona, right? So then like, is his consciousness there, or is it just like a, you know, like a visual way to show that he's talking to Arona or whatever? Because he's just using the iPad in real life, but then you cut this scene. So I'm just assuming it's just a visual way to show that he's just talking to Arona. That's pretty much it. So then get Arona, you find the location of Sarika, and then you have, which is one of my favorite sequences so far, which is like a whole dang action rescue mission, all caught on things. So you have freaking, I don't know where they got, I forget where exactly Ayane said she got this car. It was either in the Abydos school's garage or like some of the garage, but they freaking bust out this vehicle, and then they start like driving Fast Fury Max Road or whatever, rescuing Sarika. And you also have Shiroko using her drone, which is kind of cool. I don't know, first time seeing that. And this action sequence is really cool because, once again, you don't get to do this in the game. You just see little chibis like running around, shooting and everything. But then you see also the participation of Ayane is a much appreciated, because it made me just really think, like, you know, all the support characters in the back of the game, they don't get any like screen time or, you know, rise to shine. I don't know. You don't get any screen time, pretty much. And seeing Ayane take initiative and being really involved with the crew too, like even in the first episode when the helmet gang attacked, she's like with, you know, everyone there, and then like watching the battle as it plays out. Here she's driving the freaking vehicle. Go Ayane, master riding skills, right? Then she's driving everyone into the fight, dodging missiles and everything. You watch them dive out of the car vehicle. Ayane grabs Sensei out of the car. Yes, those are other cool attention to details that I really like. Which I don't remember if they explained that, you know, Sensei is not from this world, although you could tell maybe because he has no halo or whatever. But yeah, I don't know if it was explained that he's like, you know, not as durable as the rest of the characters. But I like that little detail as, you know, someone who's played the game. So eventually they're fighting, you know, they rescue Sarika, and then they're armed with like, they're fighting like 2 armored tanks, whatever, right? Now, fortunately, it's not like in the game where you have Hoshino and Nonomi as piercing students, so it should probably work on the tanks. But you know, it's anime, it's bullets versus a tank. It makes, you know, I'll buy that, right? So their weapons are effective against the normals, like helmet gang, the humans. The tanks, they got nothing against it, and like, okay, what do we do? And then that's when also like Ayane grabs Sensei and then freaking like yeets out of the car, you know, rescuing him or getting him out of trouble, which is kind of cool. Also, EXO is slightly altered as the box never explodes. That's true. I think it must have been something different. I also really like how Shiroko's drone, it literally has two, like, you know, two sides for shots. It literally has two uses. I mean, it's kind of like, doesn't work in the game, but just more realistic. You have to reload the drone, right, and the missiles. But also, let's see. So then Sensei comes up with the plan to defeat the tanks. They execute the plan. I think Serika like goes off in the building. Do I have that screenshot? No, I don't have that screenshot. Okay. Yeah, Serika's like off in the side waiting for Ayame to use her drone to drop a little, it's probably an explosive, like, you know, thing, right, on the tanks, and then it works out cool. And this is all, like I said, this is all stuff you can't do in the game. So I just really like seeing this execution plan and whatnot. Other things like, you know, Ayame's drone being used besides dropping like heals and whatnot in the game. So it's really cool seeing that. You can see Hoshino also freaking like rush up on the tank and try to shoot it point blank like she did in that one OVA. And yeah, like there's so much cool stuff here. I really like it. It's just really refreshing compared to like the gameplay you see in the game, because this is all like, you know, freedom to, you know, creative freedom to do whatever's right, and I like it a lot. So they beat the tanks. Serika, unfortunately, I don't have a freaking screenshot of her being all tsundere sensei, so we'll just use this one. But you know, at this point, I would say at this point, it's actually when they rescued her. It was like, oh, Sensei, like you came and helped me too, and that's when she like fully trusts Sensei, straight out of the game, pretty, you know, straightforward, right? And now everyone's good about Sensei. Too bad we don't see Serika or Hoshino EX. Yeah, unfortunately, I want to see Hoshino's, but I wanted to see Hoshino like freaking with a shield and whatnot. It's also kind of cool actually. I forgot there's like one scene where Hoshino, like, it's the shield's not like extended, but it's like folded and like on her like sling, and she just uses it to like slap someone, which is pretty cool. Serika's EX skill is just kind of like a power up, so I don't know how they would do that, but you know, in due time. So yeah, Serika, you know, being all tsundere to Sensei, and then everyone's all happy. You see another shot. They really do emphasize these shots of Shiroko looking at the whole like group and everyone, which is like, you know, if you know, you know, right? So that's how episode 2 ends. Oh no, that's actually not how episode 2 ends. Episode 2 ends with, wait, how do I not have a screenshot of that one scene? Hold on, did I miss a file? Did I miss a file? I might have missed a file. Yeah, I missed, oh dang, I did miss a few files. Oh dang it, what the heck? Oh wow, I had way more screenshots than I thought. Okay, I must have missed them, damn it. Yeah, I was supposed to have a shot of Problem Solver 86, unfortunately. So the episode 2 ends, and then that's when they introduce the ending. Now, I will give freaking credit to the ending. I freaking love this ending so damn much. This ending is so original, but I freaking love it. You know, seeing like the Abydos crew just kind of, you know, going about their day, and the song itself is like so damn cool. And then at the very end, selfie with Sensei on the iPad. Freaking, I love all these damn shots, bro. It hits the feels. And like, I was like, damn, I love the Abydos crew. I love it. It's oh god, it's emotional. This is stuff we don't get in game. I freaking love it. All right, so there's the episode. That's the end of the episode, episode 2. So, like I said, so this is where I was like, okay, they skipped the tutorial of the game, and they're like really breezing through the story so far, unless I'm just like imagining it, right? But like they did the whole Serika arc and resolve thing, and now we're going to hit Problem Solver in episode 3. I was like, damn, like, are we like progressing pretty fast? It's like, guys, we have 12 episodes left. Like, I know there's a lot more stuff, but like, we're going a lot more than I thought. Unless they do like they end the whole arc in episode 9 or 10 or something like that. They kind of do like a few extra episodes to like showcase or tease a few things for second season, or like just extra stuff like he hangs up with Problem Solver or something like that, right? That's just like, you know, questions in my mind as I'm watching the episode 2, because I was like, damn, we finished the whole Serika thing already. So that's just on my mind. Shame, so is that Sensei and Abydos are friends. Dude, I love this. I would have loved. Okay, so if like my imagination, I would have liked if at the end of the season you would have like different screenshots. Like, so we have like what, 4 or 5 different screenshots of Abydos. I would like if there's like a variation of the ending where it's like, you know, the Problem Solver and then the Prefect team And then who else? I don't know, Trinity or the student council. Like by the end of the season, I would like, that's just my wish. If it doesn't happen, then shame. But like, that's just my personal imagination. That perfect opportunity for them to do that. All right, now we go into episode 3, which is the latest episode that just came today, fresh off my mind, fresh off the books. Bam, we got Problem Solver. So they introduced Problem Solver. They did the one iconic scene at the end of episode 2 after the credits. So it is a thing to stay after credits every sensei. That's when they tease all the episodes, what's coming next, right? So we got Problem Solver. Trying to remember exactly the details of this episode. Okay, yeah, I have my screenshots. Okay, so at first it's like Abydos, right? You see their office, or not Abydos, Problem Solver. You see their office, you see Aru taking the phone call for the next job, little setup, right? And then it cuts, right, to the opening, I'm pretty sure. So then, a little tease, like, oh, they'll be back, right? And then it goes back into the Abydos crew. I was like, okay, guys, another daily meeting. What are we gonna do today? And they're talking about the debt, and then I was like, okay, how do we increase the debt, or not increase the debt? How do we decrease the debt? So of course you got your ideas, like just rob the bank, right? Or go be school idols, which I really never mind. It's a small thing, but I like this one. I actually like how because after what else? So yeah, each student's giving ideas on how to save the school from debt, and then freaking Sarika goes first. Is like, yes, there's this scam thing, and then this gets denied immediately, and then she's knocked out on the desk for the whole period. Then Hoshino goes up and is like, okay, how about we steal a bus full of students and make them come to our school? And I'm just like, I don't remember this option in the game. But that was a thing in the game, then that's pretty funny. But yeah, Hoshino chips in. And then who else? Then Shiroko's like, okay, instead of robbing a school bus and bringing people here because we need more students, how about we just rob the bank? I've been scouting this bank and watching the guards and the movement and everything. And I'm just like, yes, this is peak Shiroko right here. And then of course, denied, right? No. And then Nanomi comes up with a great idea to go school idols, because it worked in another anime that I also watched. It should work in here, right? And then of course it gets denied. And then they're like, okay, out of all of our ideas, Sensei, which do you think is the more approachable one? My man, dude, he was about to choose the school idols, which I don't know if they did that intentionally, but it's a good reference for what's their freaking April Fool's idol group called, with Nonomi's in there, which is why I thought he went for that plan. Yeah, Nonomi, Yuka and Alice and Aru and Hifumi in there. I forget what they're called. It's Mischievous something, right? But yeah, I thought that was a cool little Easter egg, in my personal opinion. But he's about to choose the school idol group, which is the foolproof plan. And then Ayane, gets angry, flips out. Unfortunately, she doesn't flip ruin the classroom or flips the table or whatever. I think in the game it's implied that she does that through little chibi thing, but no, she just screams at everyone. It's like, oh, Ayane's angry. Whoops. Could have sworn they also talked about where the money goes to, transcripts. Oh yeah, they did talk about they got some materials from the tanks from the Helmet Gang. They're trying to track it and everything. Oh, these are all illegal items. Where do they get them? Black market and other stuff. They're of course teasing the whole future stuff. I won't say exactly which corporation is involved here, but yes, that's true. I forgot about that. That was also part of their meeting. What else? So then after the whole plan to discuss how to decrease the debt fails, they're like, okay, we gotta calm Ayame down. We gotta go get back some more ramen. We need more ramen. Calm down, Ayame. We're sorry. I meant the bank statement, but yeah. They explain that, right? The 900 million and whatnot. So we get more ramen, and then that's when we have the scene, or not the scene, the interaction. You have the Problem Solver with Abydos crew, which I love it, dude. Man, once again, it's the same with what was it? Abydos, not Abydos. No, it's the same with Abydos pretty much. Hearing all everyone in Problem Solver talk for more than a sentence is like mind baffling because Aru sounds, you know, as the same as always. I know what Aru sounds like, but then hearing like Kyoko, Mitsuki, or Haruka talk more than a sentence, I was like, oh my goodness, like wow, I'm not used to hearing this, and I was like, oh, it's great. The VAs are doing their work and whatnot, especially Kyoko. Like Kyoko, like, you know, if you guys check my profile in game, you might know that I'm a huge Kyoko fan. But like hearing her talk a lot more in the anime than like the voice lines I hear in the game, I was like, damn, I like this. And also I'm not used to it, but yeah, cool. I hope they also one day add a story to Nomi's Golden Card. That's true. That's another like left open kind of storyline or plot line of their VA so much. Mesgaku's good. Oh yeah, that's true too. Oh wait, I totally forgot. There was another scene before this where they're like attacking a ship and then like trying to rescue a cat, but then they failed because they injured the cat. So it goes to show, oh, I don't have that screenshot. Oh dang, I don't have it. Because in those moments, I got the freaking Aru face. Dang it. How come all these files didn't transfer? Yeah, actually, there's another scene before this, before the whole ramen scene. So yeah, it just, that's the good part. I like that part, actually. They don't really see too much action. You just kind of see a ship, like, explode, and they're executing their mission. So you see them, like, you know, that they're pretty good at executing missions and whatnot. They're just kind of, you know, make some accidents from here and there. It's like, yes, we secured the target, although we kind of injured the cat, and we probably won't get paid for injuring the target, right? So rip Aru, and then she does the face, and then that's actually when they play Unwelcome School. So I never mentioned this actually also in previous episodes, but yeah, they did put Unwelcome School, but they don't use. Well, okay, from sometimes, but the majority of the times they're not using soundtracks from the game, which is fair. If, you know, they like, if depending on the scenario, right? I think they did one. There was once the one soundtrack in the very first episode where Shiroko's cycling to school. It's what's that song called? It's the one where their humming is like na 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 na. That's Constant Moderado. Yeah, that's like a version of that. So that was the first song in game, right? And then the second one is when they played Unwelcome School, like a remix of it, when Problem Solver's like leaving the boat and the target, right? And then Aru's like dumbfounded because like, oh shit, we fucked up. One day Arya's song will play in the future. Oh dude, that'd be so cool. So yeah, that happens, and then we have the whole interaction with everyone. So Haruka, I like Haruka's voice, dude. She's doing the good job at performing, like, you know, like the excuse me, you know, like that kind of nervous, like, you know, kind of thing. And you know, it's like, oh, what's the cheapest ramen you guys have on the menu? I was like, oh, we have this ramen for 580 yen, which is probably legit because that's how much a ramen probably cost when I was in Japan. And then you get the whole crew come in. It's like, yes, we'll have one ramen for all four of us. And then they have, of course, the wholesome interaction with the boss. And it's like, yes, I understand the, you know, obviously makes me want to protect it too. Dude, for real, they're doing such a good ass performance. Kyoko sounds like so much more older than everyone else, which baffles me so much. Her voice is so cool. Mitsuki sounds, of course, the same, and then Haruka is just like nervous Bochi a little bit. So they have their little ramen interaction. Everyone's enjoying it, and then you have the Abydos crew come in, and then Kyoko and Mitsuki immediately know who they are, as they is in the game. And then it's like, aren't these guys, you know, yeah. And then it's like, I think Aru doesn't know yet. We should tell her later, which is like, it's freaking executed perfectly. Do I have a screenshot of that? No, I don't have a screenshot of that. So they have the ramen, they become good friends. I'm like, oh, you're from Gehenna, right? It's like, cool, what are you guys doing over here? Oh, just doing work, you know, that kind of stuff. If you don't know the age of purity in Blue Archive is, good point. What else? Yeah, they acknowledge that they're from Gehenna, which is kind of cool. It's like, they're students as well. They have the little send-offs like, oh yeah, hope you guys, you know, do good in your mission or job or whatever. And it's like, oh yeah, hope you guys, you know, save your school and whatnot, right? So they got along pretty well, right? And then Kayako and Mitsuki freaking drop the bomb on Aru. And it's like, oh wait, those guys from Abydos. Oh wait, those guys are our targets. Ah shit, I think Aru's done so great in this anime. It's just like, it's just right. It's perfect. So we don't know how the leader of the hot spring voice is that deep. Damn, true that. What else happens? So actually, no, I think I'm missing a scene here, but I'm pretty sure during the interaction while they're in the restaurant, they do mention about their next like plan or the next job, and how Aru kind of spent a lot of their money hiring some mercenaries, and she spent like way too much because she bought a lot, and it's like, I don't know this threat, right? It's unknown threat, so I'll just go splurge all my money for our you know, hired help for the next sequence which happens. So then after that, go straight into, it's like, oh man, those guys are our targets, but we're so good friends and they treat us to ramen and we had fun talking about ramen. And it's like, oh wow, Aru's very soft-hearted, little Mesugaki says. And then it's like, shit, I gotta stay in character. And it's like, fuck it, fine, we execute the plan. And then they have the whole Abydos versus Problem Solver, which I thought was pretty sick. So they attack in. They don't really attack right away. They get an alert. It's like, oh man, we got some armed people coming in from like this place in Abydos. Let's check it out. And then you see, of course, Problem Solver with their hired help. Their, I don't remember what those mobs are called, but like the NPCs, right? The worker NPCs. And dude, the action sequence in this part was so cool. You see a little, you know, quick scuffle of Problem Solver and Abydos, and like, wow, they did pretty good. Now, of course, they kind of had help, but it was pretty sick seeing Aru and Kayoko, and especially, I think, Haruka. Dude, Haruka freaking was pretty badass in this one. My goodness. Now when Shiroko's about to hit with C4, Shiroko made a face. Yeah, right? Like, they're pretty good. Like, this is all cool stuff because, like, I was expecting Kayoko to do an EX skill or something like that, but honestly, I don't think you could do that in the anime. It probably doesn't work out that way. But, like, everyone's pretty good. Aru's good shot, and then freaking Kayoko, like, I don't know, who is it? I think Mutsuki distracts Nonomi, who has the giant minigun, and then Kayoko just runs up to Nonomi freaking close range with her pistol, and then she even throws a kick too, and I'm just like, oh shit, I didn't know she could do this shit. Like, I didn't think she was that, like, you know, well-versed in combat and whatnot, right? And then she's like holding her on Nomi, because Nomi, of course, having the big-ass minigun, can't really fight for someone like right in front of her. And then Serika comes up behind her, and is like, oh, put your hands up, and then she freaking puts her hands up, but then she pulls the grenade pin. And I was like, dude, Kayoko's kind of badass. Like, holy moly. Good job. And then, what else? Then Shiroko is like, and Hoshino are like fighting Aru and Haruka. And then, of course, Shiroko has that interaction or confrontation with Haruka and the explosives. Like, yo, freaking Haruka and her planted explosives and everything. It's kind of thing how she doesn't do that in the game, but she's just well known to like freaking like use bombs and everything. But, you know, plant bomb there, and then a claymore or C4 over there. Like, I'm gonna use this explosion so that they dodge that way, and then they'll land right in front of my C4. And I'm just like, holy shit, Haruka, damn! Why can't you do that in the game? Your EX skill's not this. And then, of course, Hoshino comes up with the iron shield. Like, I like it. And then they essentially retreat. They fall back to the school, and then they're like in a stalling game. Now, as someone who's played the game, I know like how this is gonna end, but like it's pretty solid. Like they seem like, of course, outnumbered. It's only them 5 against what, the Problem Solvers is 4 of them, but they have like hired help, right? And I was like, okay, this is a little bit like thing. Like, what's the plan here? And then Sensei comes up with the alternative plan. I think, what exactly happens? I'll try to remember exactly that sequence. I know for they pretty much target Aru, right? So you have like Hoshino charge up with the shield, you know, get closer and everything, wipe out some of the hired help, right? And then I think they go after Haruka. I didn't see where Mutsuki was. Mutsuki was lost in the crowd or something like that. But yeah, freaking Hoshino takes on Haruka, you know, shotgun versus shotgun, but you know, Hoshino got the shield, right? Which is pretty cool. And then Kayoko realizes that, like, you know, Kayoko being the brains of the group, right? She's like, okay, something's up here. They're chaining tactics. And then Shiroko goes off of the side trying to take down Aru. They have this little cool interaction up here on this front, you know. I was like, yo, are like Shiroko and Aru like kind of evenly matched? Like, okay. And then they're in a standoff here. Everyone's just like, oh shit, what's going on here? And then the bell rings. Oh, my shift is over. Time to go home, everyone. I was like, yep, that's That's pretty much it. I kind of figured that was gonna happen, but like I kind of forgot for a second as they were fighting because I was like, wow, they actually like made the whole Abydos crew retreat back to their school to like take cover because they were like kind of like, you know, in trouble and whatnot. But yeah, the school bell rings, your shift's over. They don't get paid for overtime, these hired guys. They just leave. Then our problem solvers just kind of like backed into their shenanigans. Was like, oh shit, like what do we do now? Retreat. And then yeah, that's it. And then they kind of just let them go little bit. And I'm just like, okay, yeah, that kind of fits the bill. And I think, yeah, it says the command isn't 100% sure when. Yes, for sure. It's kind of like, I think in this one, so in the very first episode, you see him like, you know, like, oh, don't let me do this, and then Sarika do that, and then do that. But then in like this one, in the last episode, he's just kind of like, guys, I have a plan, and then they execute the plan, and then they don't really like say exactly what the plan is, but it works out in the end. So yeah, problem solver leaves. I like how also in the scene, I don't have a screenshot of it, but like after they all leave, it's like Kayako's just like, oh, bye guys, and then it's like, yeah, we just kind of fought each other like a few minutes ago, but like we're just gonna let them go. Yeah, okay, not too thing, but you know, Kayako rep. Oh yeah, also there's a funny scene where Aru's explaining the company business, how she's like the head, or no, she's the, I forget what she said exactly, but like she's the leader, Mutsuki's the chief or something like that, and then Kayako's the head, and then Haruka doesn't get a role, which is kind of sad. I was like, Haruka, I'm so sorry. I forgot about that little scene, but that was kind of funny. They interject the comedy and funny moments good enough times, right? I didn't like Aru in that scene. Yeah, man, I was like, bro, how could you not give your girl Haruka a thing? Being rude to Haruka, man. She's probably just like, you know, making all this shit up, honestly. Because it's the first I've heard that, you know, Kayako and Mutsuki are like the have positions in this so-called company, right? But yeah, so after that, they all resolve their thing, and then that's the end of the episode. You have or no, I won't say the end of the episode. They have like, okay guys, we did a good fight against Problem Solver, but I'm hungry. Let's have Sensei treat us to ramen or food or some shit like that. I was like, what? I don't have money, man. And that's a good little, you know, good little nod, little Easter egg once again for us senseis who play the game. And that's when the episode ends. Now, unfortunately, I don't think I have a screenshot for a tease for episode 4. But do I? No, I don't have one. I only have the freaking ending sequence. Okay, the ending sequence plays, and of course, gotta stay after the credits, senseis, because next episode, well, actually, okay, well, I guess this is speculation for like next episode, right? But you know, they show Kaiser, they show Black Mask or Black Suit. When I say Black Mask, Black Suit. It's progressing. So yeah, episode 3. I think the action is really good so far, honestly. Like comparing this to the game, once again, chibis fighting, you know, whatnot. I think that the action in the anime is great. It's like, you know, creative freedoms and a lot more things you could do, right? Did you know Black Suit's VA is a Fumi fan? Really? Damn, he's based. That's a correct choice right there. So, yeah, overall, in my first impressions or review of the first 3 episodes of Blue Archive's animation, now there are moments where I'm just like, oh, I'm kind of thing, but like overall, I think it's great. Now, might be a little bit more of a, you know, I would say like a fan thing for like, you know, people who played the game who know like the stuff and everything. But for someone who's never like, you know, dipping their toes in Blue Archive for the first time, right? And they're trying to watch this, I think it's satisfactory, but it's not like the whole shebang, right? Which is kind of thing, because like if they just did 1-for-1 the Abydos thing, the Abydos story from the game 1-to-1, it would work. But I like how there's differences and variations that you can do in the anime, right? So I really do enjoy the anime so far. It's really great. I just, you know, once the whole thing is done and I've seen everything and how they executed the Abydos arc, then I'll have like some, you know, I'll be like, oh man, I wish they did the tutorial or something like that, or I wish they did that or whatever. But so far, it's good. My only real Like the only thing nagging my mind is the tutorial and how they skipped it. They skimmed it, which was like that tutorial's so damn good and perfect. But that's about it. Aside from that, the Abydos crew is great. All the characters are doing really great work. They're VAs, and like it's just great to hear them talk once again. Sensei's character being implemented in the game. So like for those who don't ever play the game, right? Sensei doesn't have a sprite, so he has a look in this series, which is like was kind of necessary because Sensei is such a huge critical character in the story. But he's also off on the side a lot and not talking only when he needs to, or when he's talking to Rona. So I really get the vibe that it's really well like planned out and thought out. And of course, what else? You know, soundtrack wise, they're using tracks from the game, which is kind of cool, but they also have original stuff. And of course, the opening and ED are fantastic. I love the ED so damn much. Yeah, so far I think that Blue Archive is a pretty solid watch. Now, would I recommend this to someone who's never played the game? Yeah, honestly I would. I feel like you can watch this not knowing the game. You might miss a few things and the Easter eggs that I point out like in some various scenes, but like it's pretty minimal. You do get the general gist of, okay, maybe not the whole general gist of the entire plot, but this chapter in general, like the Abydos crew and their plot. It's good enough, I think so. And we're getting a lot more later on, of course. I'm trying to think of how they're gonna plan this out. Okay, so far that's my impressions and reviews on episode 1 to 3. I'm gonna be talking spoiler stuff for, you know, future stuff as a game player. So if you don't want to get spoiled by anything and what happens in the plot line, then, you know, come back later or play the game, or come back when the anime is done. But yeah, thanks for watching, fellow newcomer senseis or anyone. And I think Blue Archive's animation is pretty good, pretty solid. Can't wait to see more. Got what, 9 episodes left now? But yeah, thanks for this review. Let me know about your thoughts or critiques or comments about the animation and the first 3 episodes in the comments, and what you thought about it. If there was things I missed or little details that you liked or whatnot, and never. But yeah, that's it. We're gonna be talking about spoilers. Where's Genshin's anime? That'll be next season. Okay. Alright, I give enough time. Spoiler talk warning for chapter 1 or this entire anime. Only video game players. I'm sorry, you know, but I want to talk about the pacing of this adaptation as someone who's played the game. So, okay, spoiler warnings ahead. Chapter 1, Blue Archive, the entire anime series or season. Where's Hina? That's what I'm thinking. So, okay, so now that we hit the problem solver thing, right? So then I'm trying to think about what happens in the plot line, right? So, you know, problem solver attacks, they're kind of like chilling and like, you know, bashed heads with whatever, right? So now they have to, I'm trying to remember the plot line for thing. Starkiller Sensei, what's up, dude? Welcome. Just a warning, we're talking about like spoiler stuff from the in-game things. So if you didn't play the game or the first chapter of the game, then you know, my apologies. Well, I'm just doing a what we call it, spoiler talk warning for the game and the anime and whatnot. Well, Akka wanted to arrest Sensei first. That's true. So, okay, what they have to do next is, well, for one, they got to do, I think is Hifumi's before. Yeah, Hifumi's before Hina, right? I'm pretty sure. So, you know, they gotta do the whole Kaiser thing, and then they gotta go to, you know, meet Hifumi, and then you got the whole interaction with you know, the masked swimsuits, right? And then I think oh wait, no, I'm forgetting what the which happens first. It's one of those two. Is it? Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's Hifumi first, then the prefect team, right? So, okay, so Hifumi, the prefect team, and everything like that happens there, and then the battle of adults with Black Mask or Black Suit. I keep calling him Black Mask, and then the finale, the conclusion. So we have 9 episodes left. Okay, if I put it that way, I do think that there's enough. Yeah, I think there's enough. If you give like 1 or 2 episodes for every point of the story that I mentioned, And I guess it works out in the end. I wonder how Sensei's adult card will work in the anime. Oh, that's true too, right? Huh? Yeah. Although it depends on how well they do it, because okay, Hifumi, like meeting Hifumi and then saving her from like the market, right? That shouldn't take that long. And I think literally in the second half you could have them talk, like, you know, walk around and whatnot. I wish they showed Ayane flipping the table. Dude, I know, me too, right? I wish they did the Easter eggs, like freaking Shiroko, like drinking the water bottle from Shiroko, or sitting next to them on the table in the ramen shop, and like the table flip. Yeah, I wanted to see those, but you know, it's just us gamers, right? Yeah, so I feel like they could do the Hifumi thing in one episode, honestly, and then I think they would cut it like, before they do the mass swimsuit thing, right? Or they tease the mass swimsuit stuff, right? And then they're gonna go hit up the thing, and then episode cuts, and then the beginning of the next episode they do that and learn about Kaiser, right? And then at the end of that episode, the prefect team, right? The prefect team shows up, or not? They don't technically show up. The freaking problem solver technically does some shenanigans. I won't spoil anything, exactly details, but then they fight a second time. Then at the end of that episode, the prefect team shows up. Then, you know, cut for next episode. So that's what? One episode. 4 is the whole Hifumi thing and Faust. Yeah, Faust. 5 would be Problem Solver versus Abydos round 2. And then the end of that episode, you tease the prefect team. The prefect team versus them. And then Hinai's introduction. Yeah, let's go. Waiting for that. And then what else? Okay, sidetracked this. That's episode 6. And then after that, I think technically, the Battle of Adults happens after. No, I think it happens after. Oh yeah. Okay, no, I think there's like a little interaction with Hoshino and Sensei. I forgot about that. So there's that. Make it have that one episode. And then Hoshino does some stuff, right? And then the Battle of Adults. So that's like episode 8, right? So I swear if there's a whole episode with just those two talking, I wouldn't mind it. It's like an intense ass debate, right? More on Welcome School, please. Yeah, I'm kind of curious on how they'll do more like in-game soundtracks, or if they'll do more in-game soundtracks. But like, at least they did some of them. They did a Constant Moderato, the first part, which I love the rendition of them just humming Constant Moderato, the Abydos crew. It's so cute. And then Unwelcome Schools remix. So then Battle of Adults, and then what happened? And then yeah, I guess like the last 3 would be, you know, the conclusion arc, where you gotta get, you know, Problem Solver, and then Hifumi, and then the prefect team, get the Iori feat thing, right? And then, you know, get the final plan. And I think that's it, right? Yeah, that does fit. Now I'm thinking about it. I could have sworn there was less things to do in this arc, but as I like started listing off the things that happened in the story, I was like, oh wait, that does happen. Yeah, like okay, maybe they could flesh this part out, or, you know, take more time in this part out. I need to hear Black Suit's theme. Oh, dude, yes. If they don't have Black Suit's theme, that's a missed opportunity. That theme is so, like, intimidating. Yes. It's a good point, Starkiller Sensei. That theme is so good. I want that theme. Like, there's no other theme that I want when they're doing their little debate. What else? Sorry, I'm running those. I think it's because of me talking all the dang time. I know the VAs will do a fantastic job. Oh shit, you know what? I didn't talk about this in the normal part, but hearing Kaiser PMC dude and Black Mass talk for the first time, I was like, oh shit, wait, I forgot they don't have voices in the game. But it was the first time hearing them talk. I was like, oh, it just felt natural, honestly. When they started talking, I didn't even think to question if it sounded right or not. I was just like, oh yeah, it's black. I keep saying Black Mass. Black Suit. His Black Suit, yeah. But yeah, so I think, I guess if they, okay, technically if this is 13 episodes, they could have done the tutorial, but I honestly think that if it goes the way now I'm thinking of in my mind, I think they have enough time to really do the Abydos story, and I guess 12 episodes is enough. At first, I thought that you could easily do less than 12, but if it's 12, and you really flesh out stuff or add more action scenes or really like, you know, hammer in more of the themes and the more of the interactions with the characters, then I'm all for it. I just the execution pretty much, like my question is like the execution of this arc, knowing that they skipped the tutorial and everything, right? And then if we get a second season, like, man, my wish is that at the end of the last episode they get like another letter from the game development department. It's like, oh, Hero, we need your help, our club is thing, and they'll be like, bam, to be continued, second season confirmed or something like that, right? That would be my dream. And then be like, yes, we're on the way to chapter 3 and 4. That's my dream, but you know, we'll see how it goes. Although I swear they do the second chapter in the game development club, it's gonna be way more lighthearted because it's literally a slice of life, them talking a lot, making games, and then you might have an action sequence here or there when they get Alice and everything, but like there's not that much action. Oh, actually, no, there is action in the end. Actually, I forgot about that. Never mind. What am I talking about? I would wish that was the case. I feel like, okay, this is all wishful thinking, assuming we get a second season, but I'm trying to imagine like the second season, like the game arc, right, in 12 episodes. And I'm just like, they could do that, and then you have the whole, you know, CNC versus the game development crew in the end, and then the end of that, and then I'm just like, yeah, I think I can see 12 episodes. Maybe not 12, but like, once again, if they flesh things out, then they could do 12. But like, a lot of the game development part in the very beginning of the chapter, a lot of talking. Let's put it that way. I remember that for sure. And then there's some action at the end. But that's all wishful season 2 stuff thinking. Okay, so back to season 1. Okay, so I think what they can do, considering they skipped the tutorial, skipping the tutorial in the anime is very an interesting choice because like I said in the beginning on the non-spoiler stuff, right? Like, they introduce Yuka and these other students who are from different academies. You get introduced to Rin. I don't even think they introduced Rin in the anime, actually, now I think about it. They showed her, but like, you know, they'll explain like, oh, you know, I'm from the General Student Council reps or whatever, and then our president's gone missing and whatever. We don't have all that context. We just see Rin handing Sensei the Shim chest. And I was like, okay, cool. But, you know, all these little details that show off the world of Kavodos is like skimmed out, right? And I'm just like, okay, if you're gonna do that, then when you meet Hifumi and the prefect team and everything else, right? Then that's how you can, like, you know, expand on the different academies and factions, and then you can, like, you know, show off a little bit of their school and their students, maybe an Easter egg of the characters, you know, right? And then that's how you kind of like show off that. Oh man, even the Wakamo thing just got skimmed over, dude. I'm kind of, that's a little bit thing, but she's not technically part of the main line story thing. She has her own event dedicated to her, so I guess. Yeah, technically Wakamo doesn't get like put into the main story until chapter 4. So I guess like this one little, you know, detail gets skimmed off from, right? We missed the Riz. Yeah, I kind of wish that was there. It's a perfect like little introduction to Sensei. He's just like, okay, I'm here. And then he starts like helping out Yuka and everyone, reclaim the building. They fight against Wakamo, get to show off some of the action in the anime. And then, you know, you show his Riz when Wakamo excuses herself, and then you get the Shim chest. Ah, that would have been a perfect first episode. Okay, I'm okay. It just feels like I'm too salty because they didn't do the tutorial. Rip. I think they could have done the prologue as episode 0. Oh my gosh, you're right. That's a good ass point, Star Killer. Okay, that just goes. Okay, I'm sorry, but I'm just salty about the tutorial. But you know what? Aside from that, the episodes 1, 2, 3 are fine. That's good enough. But yeah, let me think now. I'm trying to think of other details and happenings in episode 1 and how they resolve it. I don't know. I think so far they're doing really good. Oh my gosh, you know what? I want to talk about the freaking Shiroko terror scene. Like, they showed that off like really heavily deep in the beginning. And I'm just like, dude, no one, like, if your first time coming into this, no one's gonna get that. Although it's kind of like, how do you put it? It's kind of well placed because in that scene exactly, you have the student council president like monologuing about like how, you know, I didn't think about like my choices and responsibilities and all that stuff, right? And then they all led to this, and then you know, you were right, and then I should trust you, and you should you know, do what you think and, you know, alter the choices and take responsibility and all that stuff. That's when that monologue happens. Like, man, they showed freaking Shiroko terror so fast. I was like, whoa, hold up. I don't recall this being in the beginning of the game. I really don't. They didn't show her, right? You also saw the opening with Shiroko in her school happy, all the other Shiroko, everyone them lying down in Halo. Dude, that's true, right? Anime only will only think of they're sleeping. Oh my gosh. Dude, yeah, they showed a lot. Like, I feel like there's a lot here for people who played the game already. So, like, that's just, like, the vibe I get. And then, like, if you're trying to go into this as, like a no one who's never known Blue Archive, then you miss, like, you know, these details of the tutorial and everything else, all that stuff. Which is, like, you know, a little thing, but, like, it still works out in a general sense. But, like, you just get that extra, you know, as a gamer sensei, right? Also, like, of course, the table flipping, sharing the Shiroko bottle, and the sitting with Nonomi and Sarika, Easter eggs, those kind of things, right? But yeah, that Shiroko terror scene, dude, seeing that shit animated, well, sent chills to my spine, man. I was like, oh, not chills, it like brought back the emotional damage in me. I was like, oh no, like all this stuff. Also, I could not like watch this anime and like every time I see like Shiroko looking at everyone and Sensei in the group, and then he's like in awe and admiration of everyone, I was like, no, I know what's gonna happen, and I was like, oh, I cannot. Every time Shiroko looks so happy, and she's like, you know, like looking at her phone in bed, and like just seems happy, like with the group chat and everyone, I'm just like, the emotional damage is there. What else? What else happened? Oh, there was like a random small tidbit where I forgot, I completely missed this, but when they're introducing, when they first meet Sensei, they bring her to the classroom, right? And then like they're introducing the students. I was like, oh yeah, I'm Shiroko, Ayane, Sarika. And when they bring Hoshino like stares at Sensei for a bit. I was like, I don't know about this adult here, but you know what? He seems okay for now. If Sensei went to approve to go Abydos, it would have been reality. Yeah, that would have been kind of thing. What else happens? Yeah, I think so far, I think that's overall everything I need to cover for the series so far. Like episodes 1 through 3 is pretty solid. The action's great, or like not great, but like it's good enough, or like I'm liking it and I'm enjoying it. And like the way I'm thinking of how they'll pace the rest of the chapter, I think it does work in a sense. I had like doubts about it at first, but now that we're going through and executing like this adaptation, I'm just like, okay, I could see how 12 episodes would be enough, and then of course we just hope for you know, season 2, right? So anyways, I think that'll be it for my thoughts on Blue Archive's animation. I don't know if I'll do like, let me know if you guys want me to do like a weekly like review of this thing. Like every Sunday I'll do a stream where I'll talk about the next episode. You know what, I might just do that. I'm like enjoying this way too much. I really love Blue Archive, and like I'm just having fun talking about this anime, and I'm just enjoying everything of it. So yeah, maybe next Sunday you might see me come back with episode 4. We'll talk about it and whatnot and give our thoughts about it. I'm enjoying like talking about this anime, and unfortunately I didn't get every single screenshot that I took and to use as references for this thing, but like yeah, wait for Hifumi in the anime, dude. Oh my god, you're right. I was like, hey Hifumi, you know, I just like this goes back to like me be like, I just like hearing everyone talk more than a sentence, right? Or not reading a line. When everyone talks in the anime, it's just very natural. But like you never really hear them talk a lot in the game. So I can't wait to hear Hifumi like freaking like fangirl about Peroro. And like, yes, like, oh, what are you doing here, Hifumi? I was like, oh, I wanted some goods you can't find anywhere. I was like, what kind of goods? This Peroro. I was like, yes, that's gonna be so adorable. Oh yeah. Okay, well that's it for the whole spoiler talk, fellow senseis. I guess we'll be back for episode 4 next week. So what's gonna happen next episode? So I'm trying to remember what happened. I swear they could probably introduce Hifumi next episode. If they don't introduce Hifumi next episode, or like they tease her at the end, then it's kind of, you know, okay, cool. But like I think that's what's gonna happen next episode. Let me know your guys your thoughts about, or what you guys think is gonna happen for episode 4. Ramen shop owner voice seems familiar to me, so I don't know from where. Yeah, every single NPC, I'm just like, oh man, these guys sounds pretty natural. But I was like, oh wait, they don't have voices in this game. Yeah, well, anyways, make sure you guys leave a like if you enjoyed, subscribe, hit the bell so you're notified. So next Sunday, we will talk about episode 4, and this time I'll hopefully grab every single screenshot. I apparently missed a lot of screenshots. I used the references, but we'll definitely do that for sure. But yeah, let me know your guys' thoughts on the anime so far. You know, critiques, likes for the first 3 episodes, how you think they'll do the rest and whatnot. And yeah, I will see you all next week for episode 4. I will be taking a short break. I am going to be still streaming. I'm just going to take a little intermission. Maybe finish my drink, get some dinner real quick. I will be doing a Nikkei stream, probably like within the hour or something like that, after I go eat something and then replenish my energies and whatnot. We'll be doing a little side story thing in Nikkei. So yeah, that'll be it for the Blue Archive episode 1 through 3 review. So far, I am really enjoying it as a Blue Archive gamer sensei. So, you know, I'm really excited to see how they do the rest. Of course, we get to meet the other cast and other crew and everything. And of course, if you get season 2, because I would love it. You know, it'd be great. Dude, what if Shiro Fate voices the ramen shop owner? No, what if Kirei voices the ramen shop owner? I'm just kidding. That'd be kind of funny. Well, that's a good idea to look up to, honestly, because none of these guys have voices in games. Well, yeah, that'll be it for now. I'll see you all later, senseis. I'll take a break, and I'll be back in a few hours with Nikkei. So, enjoy, fellow senseis. Let me know your thoughts about Blue Archive's anime. I'll see you later. Don't talk sensei. Taking a break. Now I just need like a freaking gray suit, and I could like we could do the sensei cosplay. It's so doable. I have the badge already. All right, y'all. I'll see y'all in an hour or so.